Well, cool. I'm glad everybody had a
How was your
decent
week, dummy?
except for sports.
Yeah, what about you?
I had a good week. Duke did pretty well. So in the sports realm, it was definitely a good week.
Since that's all that matters here on the Geek Podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, man, geeks like sports, too.
I know.
Geeks like
It's
sports,
its own
too.
type of geekdom.
Yep.
Especially fantasy baseball.
This weekend was really good. I went to go see a movie with Lane that we'll talk about in
Where
a
at?
future episode.
Like Spain or something?
I can't disclose where I've been, Chuck.
Romantic.
Just know that I was out of town.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I played some board games. Shocker. I've
Whoa,
dabbled.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Uh-oh.
We were talking about you taking your kid to a movie, then playing board games, and then something about you using the shocker. I'm sorry, I just got whiplash from the transition.
It's okay. That happens.
Okay.
But
All right.
you've clearly caught up. All those things happened. No,
In that order? Who knows?
yeah.
Who can say?
No, I took my board game geekery to a new level this weekend.
Awesome.
I am officially a playtester on a new board game coming out. I'll get my name in the rule book and shit.
Sweet.
How
I had
much
to-
did that cost to back?
Actually, it cost $20 to print all the cards and stuff because they haven't actually produced the game yet.
Sure.
I played with like a bunch of pennies as the tokens because they don't have any of that shit yet. And have to like fill out this form and play like 5 games a month until January. But then I get the game, which is like $100 for free. So
Wow. It makes those thousands and thousands of dollars backing those other board games almost seem like it's nothing.
basically, I'm glad we're on the same page.
It is a 1 to 5,000 ratio. You are just killing it.
I also have a lot of wonderful board games to show for it, so that works.
Right.
But anyway,
A lot of dust collectors in that closet there, too.
whatever, man. I played quite a few.
Would you like to share the name of this game? Because if it's $100 board game,
It's a game called Oceans. It is in a series of games that started with a game called Evolution, which is
What are they on now, like 12 or 13? Or they go back to 8?
what?
Oceans. Come on,
Oceans.
Oh, this one doesn't have a number.
man. Oh. Yet.
Fair.
so I'm just hoping and praying that since it's called Oceans, that we're talking about some sort of maritime smuggling.
No.
No.
This is in the Evolution series, so more like a biology type game. There you go.
Okay.
Why I wasn't going to bring up what it's about. But no, you're-
Biology. Wow, that is entertainment, folks.
anyway,
It really gets good when you break out the lab equipment.
When you need a periodic table to play the game, you know you've struck gold.
Einsteinium, no!
You know you've struck gold.
let's move on to Hey Who Died.
Oh man, nah, it's just a bummer.
Yeah, I know we were trying to avoid it, but we got to talk about it.
It's a bummer skate.
Yeah, easily the most I think tragic Hey Who Died we've had in a good long time.
Ever, in my
Um,
opinion.
Yeah, probably so since
Fuck
we
you,
started the
Prince.
show.
Whoa.
Maybe Robin Williams is up there for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyways, regardless, Hey Who Died this week is of course Stan the Man, Stan Lee, passing away on Monday at the ripe age of 95.
Full life.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So just kind of I guess initial thoughts, guys.
Well, first of all, did you see, I know this is kind of inside baseball, did you see my post about having a Stanley in memoriam with Evan, trying to get Evan in on it, Josh, when he doesn't have,
The plague.
body herp?
Wait. Josh always has body herp, so
Right.
Well,
it's
this-
just
it's
localized in his mouth.
It's a bad.
and
Yeah,
hands.
it's just a bad outbreak right now.
Okay.
Oh, that's what's in his potato feet. You slice them open and just herp
just oozes out.
just oozing. herp.
Anyways, back to Stanley.
So, in other words, I don't want to get into it too much. He was, revolutionary. I knew about this guy a long time ago, even before really he's been in mainstream, in the 80s. I knew who he was. Him and Jack Kirby were like the guys who created comic books, more or less, and even Jack Kirby to a much lesser extent. But Stan Lee, he's responsible for so many things.
Yeah. Came onto the scene in the comic book industry, or at least into Marvel in 1961. Came out of the gate pretty strong, creating the X-Men at the end of 1961, and then obviously going on to create Spider-Man and Iron Man and Thor and the Avengers and Black Panther, Fantastic Four. I'm sure I've forgotten 3 or 4 in naming.
Yeah.
And all that run, I mean, Spider-Man was like 62, Iron Man was like 63, Thor was 63, I think. Black Panther was 66. Like all these, like basically you had like a 6-year run there where pretty much every awesome modern like Marvel superhero came out of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and a handful of others. But I think Stan Lee, more than the creation of those guys, is better known than somebody like Jack Kirby, who's I think probably only better known in like more geekier circles.
Yeah,
because he not only created those characters, but then went on to basically make Marvel what it is today. I mean, he created the rift between Marvel and DC. He's the one that pushed for film and TV rights to be sold. Obviously played a big part in the MCU as it is today, and is an executive producer on every one of those movies. I mean, the guy's absolutely fucking incredible, and also just like a super good, positive dude. I don't think I've read a single person who had a qualm against him. Went home every day at 5:30. Didn't do much like outside of work, especially in the early days, except for go home to his wife. He was a big family man. I don't know. Just overall, that dude has contributed more to pop culture and to just revolutionizing the way that comic book characters were. Like, comic book characters didn't have problems before Stan Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Guys like Peter Parker having to deal with high school and being a superhero, the Fantastic Four dealing with family dynamics, I mean, all that stuff. Even Captain America, who was obviously created before him, came back and was having to deal with being a man out of time. All the man out of time stuff is all Stan Lee. Or at least
Iron Man was an alcoholic.
Yeah, and granted, some of that stuff happened a little later with Iron Man. But either way, like, just the idea that comic book characters were more than just crime fighters. They also were people, and they dealt with stuff just like, you or I did, was a big thing, and is what made Marvel Comics so relatable, and what drew a lot of kids, including, I'm pretty sure everybody here at this table, into...
And our kids.
Yeah. Man,
and their kids.
I shared this
on
Facebook and with some of you guys in the group chat that we have, but like, I think probably the strongest link that Lane and I have, like the thing we share the most interest in together, is Spider-Man. Like, Spider-Man is literally a crucial part of my relationship with my kid. And I have Stan Lee to thank for that. So
yeah, my kids love Spider-Man. Both of my boys. And I think that, that transition from having superheroes just be these completely larger than life figures to being figures that were larger than life that also had, real everyday problems. That started a trend that, gets made fun of in some TV shows and movies and stuff, where the nerds are trying to tell everybody, like, you don't understand. This isn't just goofy people, wearing tights or whatever. These are really complex characters, and they're well written and all that kind of stuff. That really started with him.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the reason that now in 2018 it's cool to be a nerd, I mean, some of that is the popularity of stuff like the MCU and things like that.
Absolutely.
But I think it really goes back to all these people who grew up with those stories and realized that, and saw themselves in those stories and related to those stories, and were taught things from the X-Men, like how to be tolerant and how to, why discrimination is bad and all this different stuff. Like, all that stuff now applies to these people who were 10 when they picked up those books and are now, older folks who are, shaping the way the world is. Yeah, I think we owe that dude more than we'll probably ever know. So,
yeah, it was an incredibly sad thing to hear that he had passed away, but then realizing that he, lived to the age of 95, that he had a great full life, and in addition to that, the fact that he was able to live long enough to see all of these things that he created go from being something where he was known within, just comic book fan circles to being a staple of pop culture today, had to be incredibly gratifying for him. So I'm really happy that he was able to live to see that, because a lot of times, people who create great art. It isn't.
They don't stick around to see it appreciated.
Yeah, they don't get to see the full distance that it goes.
Yeah, and I think obviously it could continue to grow and hopefully does, but I think he got to see a pretty good
yeah, a pretty magnificent.
Yeah, a pretty good example of his works being appreciated by just about everybody at this point, I think.
Yep.
So yeah, Stan the man.
Mm-hmm.
We'll miss you.
I do want to do a podcast though. Like an hour.
I am okay with that.
Trivia, legacy, Mount Rushmore of his characters, that kind of stuff.
Let me know when you guys do that, because
You want to listen? You won't be here.
wow.
You decided to do fantasy baseball. I'm definitely not inviting you back.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. Probably. Let's talk about some trailers.
Okay.
First up, The Secret Life of Pets 2. Not so secret anymore.
The un-CK edition.
Yes.
So
replaced by Patton Oswalt.
Yeah, which I love Patton Oswalt. And most kids aren't going to give a crap.
No, they're just not going to know, probably. I'm sure Lane will not be able to tell that the voice actor has changed for whatever
He
the hell
stands up. Hey, wait a minute.
That's not the same voice.
I'm out of here.
But yeah, I don't think he's going to give a shit. And this movie looks really funny. The first one was a little overrated, I feel like.
It was incredibly mediocre.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it mediocre. Yeah, I thought it was good, but it wasn't great.
Who was the...
But this trailer was, I thought, pretty solid.
Who was the character that the rabbit kept, like, I'll miss you? Like, he kept, like...
I can't remember now.
Lenny or something. I can't,
Yeah.
God, I can't remember. It was really funny, though. But that was it.
The rabbit was definitely the best part of that.
Kevin Hart. Is he back?
Kevin Hart.
Yeah. I'm sure he is.
He likes money.
He does.
Who doesn't?
And yelling, which he gets to do both of those things.
Well, and the thing, at least by the trailer, the one trailer that we watched, the first one kind of relied, as far as adults were concerned, relied on these little inside jokes for pet owners. Oh, those are actual things that our pets do, and that was kind of the extent of the comedy for the grown-ups.
It was Look Who's Talking cartoon pet edition.
Yeah, which wasn't great.
Yeah.
Like you said, it was pretty middling, I think.
Yeah.
My kids like it, but it's CG animated animals.
Even Lane doesn't
talking.
There are certain animated movies Lane will watch after the fact. Or
Oh yeah, man.
one on video. He never really mentioned this one again. So.
Yeah, no, my kids didn't either. Like they'll watch How to Train Your Dragon a million times.
You got good kids.
But this one. Okay, I'm just gonna slide over here next to. No,
also hide your children from Chuck.
And your wife.
Hide your kids, hide your wife. No, but this one looked like there was a lot more writing that actually went into trying to make this entertaining for everybody. So that's a little more of what I think of as like a Pixar staple. And it's...
And that is high praise from what I saw out of this trailer.
Oh, no. I didn't mean that it was at a Pixar level, but that they're at least trying to go that direction.
They're trying to make it more relatable to everyone, which I could agree. I thought the trailer was pretty cute. It was better than I was expecting, given how I feel about the first movie.
Yes, yeah.
I disagree.
Clearly, Chuck disagrees.
You don't think it's
I saw you
funny?
laughing a couple
No.
times.
Okay.
Fair
You heard it here first, folks. Secret Life of Pets 2 is gonna suck.
Correct. But still make a shit ton of money. Stay
Yes.
tuned for The Secret Life of Pets 3, maybe featuring Louis C.K., depending on his availability and redemption.
Up next, Missing Link.
Oh, yeah. Also, super forgettable trailer.
Yeah, so much so that I literally forgotten what the fuck this movie is.
Is the Ape Man.
It's the guy who's a missing link in evolution.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it had a... There's,
You, a.k.a. you.
that's
Yeah.
correct.
Except with slightly better penmanship.
I do like I don't know who the voice actor is who's
I'm
doing
on
the
it.
voice of the main like Bigfoot-ish type dude, but
The Missing Link.
indeed. But
Dumbass.
I really enjoy his delivery is pretty solid on all the jokes. Outside of that though,
the jokes
We'll see.
themselves were kind of...
yeah,
Yeah.
it was more
not
about
great.
the delivery, not the writing.
Yeah.
But it looked all right.
Yeah.
Chuck, you were not on it quick enough.
Oh, shit. There's a lot of Missing Link. There's
Hang
one with
on.
Michael Gambone.
Ooh, what's
More-
that all about?
I don't know.
Who
He'll
is
give you
Michael
the
Gambone?
He'll give you the Gambone.
Willie though. Look,
Oh, there it is. You see a little. Stay tuned, folks. Vamp.
Okay, so I'm looking through here, and the
Hugh Jackman
is Sir Lionel Frost.
Yeah, he's the main human.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's Zach Galifianakis is Mr. Link.
Mm-hmm.
That would explain
Man,
it.
Zoe Saldana, Emma Thompson,
It's a pretty
Timothy
stacked cast.
Oliphant.
One Mr. Stephen Fry, who I may.
This is the same
Big
studio
fan
that did Coraline and Kubo and a bunch of other good movies.
The
So
Box Trolls.
yeah, that was probably my least favorite of theirs. But
I think they also did Paranorman, which is an incredible movie.
That seems
is.
right. Yeah, the
same
Animation.
style of animation for sure. That like claymation, stop motion kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it looked pretty good. I mean, again, obviously forgettable. But like I said, some of the delivery was pretty good from Zach Galifianakis. I'm sure Lane will love it. I'll obviously see it because it's a children's movie.
yeah, we'll
I
probably
must go every weekend. I
all
still
three
haven't
of us
used
end
my
up
A
seeing
list
it, but
that I signed up for like
Sounds about
2 or
right.
3 days ago. I mean, it's only been 3 days, but
it's been 3 days, so you forgot.
indeed, yeah, I forgot I even had
Oh
it
my
until just a minute
God.
ago.
That thing's gonna have cobwebs on it.
That is correct. They'll still probably get my money though.
Much like that Bowflex you got.
That is also correct. Next up, Mowgli or Mowgli.
Is this a
Mowgli?
Is this a smog smaug sort of?
Schmaug.
Schmaugly.
This is
Benedict Cumberbatch is in this movie. So.
He is.
he is. So yeah, this is a Jungle Book ish movie on Netflix, which I feel like is new. I could swear that wasn't the case initially.
Evan was probably yelling at us from Cleveland,
Yeah,
but
I don't care.
I don't remember this ever being associated with Netflix.
But it definitely coming to Netflix now on December 7th, I believe.
Quickly.
Yeah, as Netflix trailers are wont to do. It looks all right. Obviously, going to be heavily compared to Disney's The Jungle Book live action remake that came out a couple of years ago now.
Yep.
Which was one of my favorite movies of that year and just fucking spectacular.
It was directed by Jon Favreau. So.
It was. This one is another kind of stacked cast, but man, that CG comparatively is pretty rough. Had the first movie not come out, I feel like maybe I wouldn't have thought that the CG was that bad.
There were
but-
still some pretty spotty parts, like when it was dark, some of the animals were much lighter than the darkness would seem to indicate.
Sure,
and
it wasn't
usually,
perfect, but
like Venom, take your clue from Venom. They usually use much of their crappy CG during the night scenes, which is hide it when you can.
yeah, I guess.
Also, the faces are not nearly as nightmarish as some would have you believe. As a matter of fact, let's go to Josh for his opinion. Josh, what do you say? Oh, yeah? Oh, wow. Pretty quiet over there, Josh. So,
has nothing to say clearly about
yeah.
the subject.
so I guess I'm right, Josh? Say nothing if you're... Okay, great.
All that checks out.
Yep. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, I don't know. This movie looks all right.
I'm excited for it because some of the action seems pretty good. But I mean, for it to be coming out in like 3 weeks, the CG being as spotty as it is, there's going to be some parts that are going to take me out of the immersion.
And there's just so many movies in theaters right now.
And Netflix, turns out.
Well, yeah, but
yeah.
it just seems like it's going to get a little overlooked potentially.
What do you think, Justin?
I just felt like the timing was kind of weird. Because, like Trey said, it's only been a couple of years since we got the full, Disney live action movie directed by, what I would consider an A-list director in Jon Favreau. With all of the work that he's done in the Marvel universe. So it just seems really strange that this is the thing that they're choosing to spend money on right now.
Yeah, well, this got announced back at the same time. Both movies got announced like within a couple of months of each other. Because I remember thinking like it was going to be Battle of the Box Office type thing, and both had stacked casts.
Mm-hmm.
This one just, I think, kind of fizzled a little bit and took a lot longer to come out. I think they were supposed to come out within like
It's like
6 months or, at worst a year of each other. And now it's been long enough that now most people have forgotten that they were going to be a simultaneous thing.
I guess I just didn't hear
Which-
about the Mowgli movie. I just heard about the Jon Favreau project because, well, for one thing, Disney's got all of that money. So
That's correct.
The marketing machine, that is Disney.
Well, now they're just basically reproducing every successful animated film they ever had
that's
as a
true
live action
too.
movie.
Yeah.
God,
And it's fucking genius.
it is just a cycle of cash.
It really is. It's incredible.
So yeah, I don't know. I agree with you guys on the CG. It looked good, not great. There are definitely going to be moments where the CG is going to be just off enough that it's going to, like Chuck said, take you out of the immersion. I mean, I'll probably check it out. It's on Netflix.
Sure.
Everybody subscribes.
It's on every possible electronic device outside of the Switch
Yep.
for some reason.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, I'll probably check it out. And
I mean, yeah, I will too.
but yeah, it did not look anywhere near as impressive as what it felt like they were trying to make it feel like with the score and the lines, and it was kind of supposed
Lions.
to. Oh, I'm sorry, Lions.
There you go.
There's an O in there.
The lion. But yeah, it just didn't really feel like it had the kind of weight that they were trying to give it when it during the trailer. So.
Cool. So yeah, that's December 7th on Netflix if you guys want to check it out. Next up. I don't remember, but probably a Netflix movie. Cam?
It was.
Wait, are we sure?
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
fairly certain. I just wasn't 100%.
Cam sucks, by the way.
So I hear.
Cam Newton sucks.
This movie we'll see.
Whoa, baby got a
Sorry.
little gas.
Bear with me. I'm getting over this cold.
Oh man, you should have said "bear with me" during the. You should have said "bear with me" during the Mowgli stuff. That would have been funnier.
I should have, but I wasn't coughing.
He wasn't. He wasn't hacking up a
Tom,
lung.
your cough.
I'm
You
sorry.
ass. This is radio.
Anyway, Cam is about a cam girl who's doing things on the internet for some dudes and probably some ladies who are willing to pay whatever it is a month to get access to her cam. And then some weird shit starts happening.
Mm-hmm.
She's like acting like she's killing herself to get some clicks, and then someone takes over her body or like clones her or something.
No, I think it's just a girl that looks like her.
Yeah?
What it looked like to me was that it was somebody who looked enough like her, found a way to hack into her account, and basically, like Chuck, I think, was saying, took over her account.
I thought it was like way more supernatural than that.
Nah.
No, this looked more like creepy thriller sort of
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
It looked pretty good, actually. It looked like a solid Netflix movie.
Yeah. I thought it looked fine. Hopefully it doesn't okie doke me like Assassination Nation did, because Jesus
Yes.
was not involved in
I
that.
was gonna say he was in that one.
No. No. He
Or
was
this
outside
one, probably.
protesting.
No.
You're correct.
Yeah, it looked all right.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. That's one of those where you can cut together a really compelling looking trailer.
We will see very quickly because
It's out in 3 days.
if you're listening to this, it's out tomorrow. And that's assuming I put the podcast one time. So most likely it was out yesterday.
Actually it was out about 3, maybe 4 days ago.
November 16th, regardless of when I get this thing out.
Whoa! Man, back up. I'm not Brittany. You put that thing back in.
Anyway, Detective Pikachu. That clear segue.
Wow.
Pokemon.
Wow.
This is a Ryan Reynolds joint that I'd kind of forgotten was a thing that was happening.
Right.
It is set like in the world in which Pokemon exist, just like in the cartoons.
Yep.
Or the video games or whatever. Stars Justice Smith, I think is his name.
Yep. That's right.
Dude from
The Get
Out
Down.
or the Get Down. The Get Out. Jesus Christ.
Is he in this one too?
What?
He was just saying that Jesus was in the.
He's everywhere, Justin.
Well, no, I was trying to follow up your joke and do a callback, but he can't even remember the joke
Nope.
from 2 minutes ago. So
No.
I didn't even realize I said Jesus.
I didn't even realize I said Jesus. The Trey Elliott story.
That probably checks out. Anyway, yeah. So Pikachu, however, is or Detective Pikachu, I guess, in this situation.
Yeah.
Is not this cute animal.
He
who just
didn't
says
go to
Pika.
8 years of detective school for you to call him Mister. Okay.
But he is. He's voiced by Ryan Reynolds,
Who
and
can't do PG-13. Don't tell that to Boone. It's like selling his soul. God, what a
Except for,
stupid ass
this
conversation that
Pikachu
was.
movie.
It's
which is-
inside baseball. I just wanted
I'm
to give shit to
assuming
Boone.
PG. I didn't see if it had a rating on it, but surely
I'm on
it's
it.
PG for a Pokemon movie.
I'm on it.
Anyway, they've got like a scary looking Charizard in there, and
Yeah, it was.
Psyduck is hanging out a bunch, which is cool to see.
Yep.
My fiance is excited about that.
I thought everything looked really good. I thought the CG looked good. I thought the character models looked really good.
It was funny.
Yeah.
Josh, do you know what this is rated off chance? Shit, ghost me. God damn.
Apparently, the body herp has
Yeah,
completely cut off his ability to speak.
I don't know it. I don't know sign language, man.
Yeah. Josh, that gesture is not ASL. That is not an American Sign Language approved. No. Stop.
Technically, it is.
Stop. No, I thought the character models all looked good. The jokes were funny. I'm just going right back into it, man. I'm
just laughing because on the group, Josh just said he's gonna murder Chuck. He's watching live.
Oh, great.
If I turn up dead, you're going to jail, dumbass.
Yeah, if the internet is written in ink, you're done for.
But anyways, Detective Pikachu.
Yeah. So part of the joke is that no one can understand Pikachu, or I guess any of the Pokemon. So to anyone around them, he just sounds like he's saying Pika Pika all the time, like he does in the cartoons. But
Right.
Justice Smith's character can apparently understand him, which is where Ryan Reynolds' voice actually comes in. So
Yeah, it's an interesting take, and especially considering this is the first live action Pokemon like mainstream film to ever come out. It's interesting that Nintendo was cool with this being kind of I feel like what will be a lot of people's first real true introduction to Pokemon. Like, I'm sure most people have heard of the word Pokemon and like know it's a video game thing with little weird animals, but I feel like even the most
Pocket monsters.
correct, even the most kind of out of touch, not nerdy person, there's a chance they'll see this, if nothing else, because they have kids.
yeah.
And therefore will be like, what the fuck?
Well, that's fair. I think that a lot of the people that, if you think about it now, a lot of the people who have kids that are going to be the right age to go see this, I think they'll at least have a passing familiarity with Pokemon because of when it hit big in America, but at least for the folks that we're talking about.
Yeah, no, again, there's plenty of people obviously who really know Pokemon, but I'm willing to bet there's also some people that
Oh, absolutely.
are super unfamiliar and will get familiar real quick. And this is, I think, an interesting way to introduce them.
Well,
not a bad way by any means, but
the premise is that Justice Smith's character, his father, disappeared, I guess, at some point in his life when he was younger, and Pikachu is going to apply his detective skills,
world renowned,
while he wears his Holmesian deerstalker cap, to help him find him. So I think that the idea that there's kind of a, more of a family-centric story rather than, I want to be a Pokemon trainer, I want to be the best in the world, and having a bunch of Pokemon battles. I think this is going to have...
There'll be some of that, I'm sure. But...
Oh, absolutely. But this is going to have a much wider appeal, I think.
Whiter?
Yeah, I can see that.
Wider.
That's probably both right.
I've heard it both ways.
Yeah, you have. Question, and this might be a good FFA poll, especially since I'm currently typing this out. Who do you think would be a better voice for Pikachu? Sir Ryan Reynolds or Gilbert Gottfried?
I'm gonna go.
Don't even try.
No,
It's
I can't.
Just there's only one.
There's a one and only, yeah.
I'm going to go with Gilbert Gottfried, clearly.
No, I'm gonna have to say my boy Ryan Reynolds is the...
I'm with Trey.
Really?
Give me Gilbert or give me death.
Some very strong feelings about the voice of Pikachu here on the
Correct.
FFA podcast.
Correct.
Well, while Chuck's typing that up, folks, why don't you head on over to free4geeks.com. Repeat after me, free4geeks.com.
Oh, man. A blast from the past, ladies and gentlemen.
Correct. Even though I'm sure that site is dead.
That is correct.
Oh, is it no longer a thing?
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
Oh, well.
But I appreciate
Wow.
you doing that regardless.
Call back from
You can now go to
years.
twitter.com/FFA podcast.
Yeah.
Vote on the FFA poll.
Thousands of votes.
Thousands of votes indeed. I'm going to post this and then look at last week's polling if you're interested. Polling. Yeah.
Can you refresh our memories,
Dick.
Chuck, as to what the poll question was last week?
I can. Let's see. Actually, okay, this is phrased. So you're shopping for a water hose.
Yes.
You're at Home Depot.
Yes.
Several water hoses, or hosei, depending on your nomenclature, adorn the wall. Which brand of hose would you buy? Would you buy Pimpson hose? Would you buy Rose Buffa hose? Or would you just buy the Home Depot brand?
Wait.
Justin, what did you vote on this? There were thousands of votes on this, literally.
I did not. I enjoyed the question thoroughly, and I meant to. I just did not get online quick enough. So,
all right. Well, what's your answer, bitch?
Oh,
Pimpson or
yes.
Bros Buffa?
Or Home Depot?
No, mine. I am through and through a Pimpson man.
Oh,
yeah.
Woo! Oh man. Well, joke's on you. They got the lowest vote, 17%.
Ridiculous.
But Bros Buffa didn't win either. It got 33%. You
Home
frauds
Depot.
would rather have just a Home Depot plain ass water hose.
Well, they're probably assuming that whatever
Jesus.
idiots have designed the hoses for Bros Before hoses,
Bros Buffa.
Bros Buffa hoses, and Pimpson hoses,
Pimpson hose.
that they're probably a bunch of morons.
That's
I
true.
legit think you
shouldn't
could get away with creating a company called Pimpson
You could.
that made hoses.
Yes.
It's entirely possible.
That's actually the only reason that I lean towards Pimpson, because
Your Pimpson lean?
Don't even get me started on my Pimpson walk.
All right.
But it just seems like Bros Buffa would be a really difficult brand to make it look authentic. You know, it's
too
I could be
clear
wrong.
what the joke is in that situation.
Yeah.
I mean, you could
yeah.
make it, maybe Scandinavian or something with a couple of
kind of an
lots.
IKEA sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, like
lots.
I thought you said locks.
Oh, bagels.
Exactly. That's what I was.
Okay.
Anyway,
derailed
this is
quick.
derailed.
It has.
Gone off.
I'm gonna get
Now
us back
I'm-
on track.
now I'm-
Gloria Bell.
Hungry. Yes.
Talk to me about it. Chuck, you seem to be infatuated a bit with this trailer.
Well, I'm a big Julianne Moore fan, and while we were watching this, it was one of those things where she is nominated for almost everything, and she wins quite a bit as far as her acting ability is concerned. But whenever people are like constantly naming some of the greatest actresses or actors of all time,
Meryl Streep.
she never really comes up that much.
Not as much as others.
And she's great, and this looks like it is a clear front runner for Oscar. I don't have to see the movie; she's got my vote.
No, that trailer had Oscar bait written all over it.
Plus-
definitely
We got Totoro'd, like all over our face, just Totoro'd
face, chest.
everywhere. Yo, yeah,
He's all
It's,
up in my chest hair right now.
Yep.
She's only won one Oscar.
Stealing Alice, or something Alice.
Still Alice.
Still
yes.
Alice.
She's been nominated though 5 times.
Five
Five
time.
times.
5 time.
Uh,
5 time.
yeah,
No, she's
mostly for movies I haven't seen.
You've seen The Big Lebowski, sir.
I have, but she wasn't nominated for that.
She was nominated for Mad Bush.
That's a totally different set of awards, sir. She has won 1, 2, 3 Golden Globes though, so not too shabby there.
No.
Anyway,
But yeah, the trailer looked really good.
It looks great. It's got a great cast. She looks like she's having fun. It's a big time, female empowerment style movie, and it's a great time for that always, but specifically now. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. There's not a single actor or actress in this movie that I don't like, and the plot seems like
Agreed.
You
it's
got
good.
Brad Garrett up in there.
Man, Brad Garrett,
Love
the
me
resurgence
Man, I
Right?
love Brad Garrett. No, yeah, it
single
looked.
parents.
for the win. I love that shit.
I've
It's
only
so
seen
good.
the first episode. I watched the pilot, and that was hysterical.
it's
I need to catch
great.
up.
God, the nerdy
Um,
dad is the fucking best. He is the best.
I need to watch more of that. I've only watched the first 2 episodes, but anyway,
But yeah, Gloria Bell looks great. Like Chuck said, great to have another female empowerment movie. But I also like the fact that it's a love story. It's kind of I wouldn't say romantic comedy, but
yeah, it looks like it's got some ups and downs.
A
As far as
romantic-
the love part goes,
yeah, it looks like a romantic dramedy. But that sort of
the
thing.
rom-drom.
The rom-drom, exactly. But I mean, it's just nice. It's refreshing. It's something that we they come around from time to time. Don't always have the greatest cast.
Does Rom Drum sound like an offshoot Star Trek species?
Either an offshoot Star Trek species or something that you would take when you have the flu and you would find in Walgreens. Yeah.
Give me some CVS.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get up to
Rom
CVS,
Drum.
get some Rom
Man, we
Drum.
can't afford that Tussin. Give me that Rom Drum.
Give me that Rom Drum.
Jesus
Or maybe
Christ.
a Pokemon that's like half computer.
Ooh, I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can see that.
Yeah.
What do you
Um,
think, Josh? Hold on, Trey. Let him talk.
Sorry. Go ahead, Josh.
You know what? Fuck you, Josh. You're taking too long. Get your thoughts together, sir.
Here's something that I feel like Josh will have an opinion on. The movie Roma.
Josh would be screaming into his microphone how effing boring it looked right about now.
I don't know. Doesn't he like what's his name? Some.
Curion? No, he
Curion,
likes the
whatever
other
the fuck.
pretentious
Oh
director.
yeah, I get those two. They're both like so pretentious that are very hard to keep track of.
They're like the inside blob monster of pretentious.
Well, also it's and guys, to be fair, you got to be fair. Okay, listen, it's really difficult when two people both have their heads so far up their own asses.
Right.
They become very difficult to tell apart.
It's fair.
So-
You're just-
Pretentious.
you have to basically differentiate the torsos.
Pretentious. Pretentious.
Man, we're bringing back all the hits. Are we going to talk about dinosaurs later?
Hell yeah! Also, racehorse or rapper.
Yeah,
Stay
baby.
tuned.
Man, I wish I had one of those
if
in the
only.
chamber.
Oh, if only.
I'm a little disappointed you don't.
You know what? I'll
Right?
cook something up just for you, buddy.
Oh man, I feel special now. No, I'm sure that I mean, Roma looks artistic, and yes, it does look
Yeah,
pretentious.
it's black and white, so you know it's super artsy.
Well, here's the thing. I'm
Heavy fartsy.
man, that movie theater is going to be
God damn it.
full of people so
That got
used to
me.
breathing in their own flatulence they don't even recognize they don't even recognize the smell anymore. I was hoping that it was going to pivot hard because there was all these kind of very domestic sort of scenes with like people washing dishes and kids, crossing the street and all this. And I was hoping it was going to be some sort of like slasher movie or thriller or something or
No,
natural
not.
disaster, but no.
Yeah, I had to look it up
No.
because I still didn't know what the fuck it was, other than artsy after we watched the trailer. IMDb has it as a story that chronicles a year in the life of a middle-class family in Mexico City in the early 1970s.
Huh.
If that family was boring as fuck,
Yeah.
is at least how the trailer sold it to me. So we'll see.
Well, and
But-
it is one of those things also where it could end up being better than we think it is, because if you give away any of the really dramatic stuff in the trailer and all you're doing is chronicling
Yeah.
a year in the life of a family, then
I feel like this will be the movie I'm annoyed wins a bunch of awards though this year.
hopefully it'll just win a bunch of the foreign awards that they don't televise anyway, and we won't have to see it.
Maybe, but it's what's his face, so probably not. Anyway, moving on. This one was weird.
Moving on up.
All right, Captain
Moving
State.
on up.
Captive State. That actually.
Oh, yeah.
So
One Mr. John Goodman.
indeed,
Secret Cloverfield project.
That was my guess.
possibly there is aliens at the end.
This
so
is
it
a
could be Cloverfield.
prequel to Cloverfield Lane.
Very possible.
The president took shelter
Yeah. No,
on his farm.
It looked really, really interesting, especially with the end of the trailer and coming the way that it did.
Very dystopian type. The government has taken over and is kind
Yep.
of running everybody's lives. No one has any real control or freedom or
telling
free will.
everyone to give thanks for all of their many blessings.
Yeah. Little some purge vibes there a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Trey actually thought it might be a Purge movie at the beginning, but
I'm still holding out
and
hope.
hey,
it's a
man,
Purge movie.
it could devolve into the Purge real quick.
Evolve, sir. Evolve.
I'm sorry. Evolve.
Get-
Let's get it straight.
Yeah, get it.
I also totally think this could be a Purge movie in which this is the inevitable like end of the Purge, where like unemployment is zero, crime is down, everyone is like controlled, and John Goodman takes over the world, which is clearly where everyone knew the Purge was going.
Absolutely. From the very beginning.
President Purgington.
I like it. It's on the nose, but still works.
It attacks the senses, but in a good way. In a good way.
Yeah, I still don't entirely sure what the fuck this movie is, but I really want to see it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was this dystopian future. The thing that was really interesting was the very, very end where everyone's standing up, and you're thinking that they're going to start singing the national anthem, and then they say, "As we welcome our legislature."
Yeah,
And
that's when The Rock shows up.
And we're not talking about Dwayne Johnson.
Maybe. You don't know.
Actually, it could be him coming up out of that
He's
thing, but
big.
no, there's just some huge, flying rock sort of thing that we're assuming was some sort of alien spaceship.
Man, I hope it's in the shape of a lobster. That would be perfect.
Okay,
would
so
be.
these are good ideas for our parody of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rock Monster.
Yeah, this one is not out this year though. Not out till late March of next year. So
Was this another Netflix movie?
no, I don't
Okay.
believe so.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
This was a more traditional film. But next up
Mm.
we have Bird Box, the most poorly named of all the films.
I love that Chuck couldn't even wait 10
mostly-
seconds before laughing at the name Bird Box.
I mean, it's pretty stupid.
It is.
It also
is
sounds
stupid.
super dirty.
I figured you were going with dirty. I agree on both.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
I thought
Taking it to the street.
Another Netflix joint
with Sandy Bullock.
Yeah, one of my least favorite.
Well, I'm not saying I'm a huge fan. It's just impressive that they're getting people with her, track record to do movies on
Yeah, she's a
Netflix.
big name.
So, yeah, that. And Trey, you actually described it in a really great way. From the look of things, it's like The Quiet Place, except instead of trying to be as silent as possible to avoid whatever these creature, monster, alien things are, you have to blindfold yourself because they can, I guess, either kill you when you see them or take control of you, or
It's a Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
I immediately went to Medusa, with the whole
Medusa, or it makes me
or like a
think of,
basilisk from Harry Potter.
Doctor Who and the Weeping Angels. There's like a lot of things.
Oh, Blink. Yeah, the name of
yeah,
that
if
episode
you-
was Blink. Yeah.
If you, as long as, well, though I guess in the reverse of Weeping Angels, in that Weeping Angels don't move as long as you are looking at them.
This would be the opposite.
Yeah, this it seems like if you open your eyes and see them, they can basically get you. As long as your eyes are closed, they can't.
Well, but with this, the trailer was way less sci-fi-ish looking as far as the setting, and it did look kind of similar to The Quiet Place. So I don't know. As soon as you said that, it was a great observation. It was perfect, but I was also like, and I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It looks interesting. It's really hard for me to get over Sandra Bullock. But outside of that, like, cool premise, but we'll see.
Well, but is it that cool? Because it kind of seems like it's just a pick a different sensory
yeah,
thing.
but I mean,
And also,
also,
this had 100% less of a very vital component of A Quiet Place, John Krasinski.
that's fair.
There was no John Krasinski.
They are going to do a follow up to Bird Box that crosses over with Jack Ryan, though.
Did you just go?
So
No. I should have.
just
I'm
flying
glad
away.
you did. The old John Woo, huh?
Yeah. Oh man,
That's
Oh,
where
when-
he
when you
keeps all
guys
his doves.
when you
It's in
guys
the
are
bird box.
Wow.
when you guys are talking about the top 5 film franchises, and you guys started making fun of, was it 2?
Josh.
Was it? No, I know, but was it Mission Impossible 2?
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah,
John
yeah,
Woo
yeah.
one. Yeah, that was absolutely the worst one out of all of them.
That is correct. I still need to see the new one. But all that said, that's all the trailers, and that's all for this episode of Free for All. Stay tuned very soon, though, for episode 2, where we'll talk about all the movie and television news the last few weeks has had in store for us.
Heck yeah.
Josh, you want to take us out here, buddy?
Oh, that's gonna play beautifully.